What's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer here, welcoming you to the final collectible video for Resident Evil Revelations 2. This is going to be for Episode 4, Metamorphosis. This is the final collectible video. I know I have been putting this off for the longest time, but it's finally here. I figured, I'm just going to suck it up and just do this already. So, as always, I will be showing you where all of the tower emblems, Kafka drawings, and insect larvae are. And this episode is a little bit trickier with what you have to do, but I'll explain when we get there. So without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, so as soon as you start off the episode, switch to Claire or Mora here, and then point your flashlight up at the ceiling for the first Kafka drawing. And then immediately after, this is very important here, you're going to come to this switch right here that changes the water flow to a sluice. That's actually in Barry's chapter. What you want to do when you're coming through this episode your first time through is you want to actually hit the switch. And, yeah, I'll explain things about that later, I guess. Alright, then when you're upstairs here, switch to Mora, and then point her flashlight up into this painting right here for the second Kafka drawing. And then, pretty much immediately after, switch to Claire. This is the same room right here. Shoot out this fish tank, and then move this, or push it. Then switch to Mora, and aim your flashlight down at the bottom for the third Kafka drawing. Alright. When you get into the room right here, where you find the Overseer, when you confront her, look over to the right, and up on top of that shelf metal thingy is the first tower emblem.
We need it last.
Okay, and when the building is basically self-destructing, when you get into this room right here, switch to Mora, and then off to the right on this wall right here is the fourth Kafka drawing. Yeah, these Kafka drawings are very, very spaced together because this is a very short act. Probably one of the shortest acts in the entire game right here. Alright, when you get out here, when you get outside, switch to Mora, and then when you go over there and get the fifth Kafka drawing, and then immediately after, switch to Claire, jump down, and look up at the ceiling for the second tower emblem. Alright, making really good progress here. Alright, when you're in this final stretch where you're running and the building is literally falling apart here, switch to Mora, and when you're going across this very thin platform, I wouldn't really say it's thin, it's just not very safe, the sixth Kafka drawing is right there to the left. Alright, and the final section of this level here, when we're almost at the end of this act here, come over here, and to the right on this little column is the third tower emblem. So that's all the stuff in Claire and Mora's act. Now we're moving on to Barry's act here. Alright, when you first get into this area with the giant sluice, switch to Barry and pull out your rifle and look across for the, I think it's the fourth tower emblem. Alright. And then by hitting that switch earlier on, you actually gain access to this area off to the right. What you want to do is switch to Mora and grab a brick and throw it up there. See, I had kind of a little bit of trouble here. Come on, throw it. Okay, there we go. And you gotta climb up the ladder, of course. Come over here where these crates are, and you'll see it right there. I hit the crate when I did that. Okay, when you're in this area where you're moving the crane thingy around, jump down here and then crouch and look underneath the platform for the fifth tower emblem. I think that's one I actually spotted when I was playing through this. Okay, and then when you get to this area, this is like when you take the elevator down, pretty much. You'll find the I think it's the it's the third, I think it's the second or third Kafka drawing, insect larvae down here. Now I had to speed this up here because I was having a lot of trouble hitting this thing, but yeah, there it is. And then immediately after, and I nail it too, watch. Oh, hit it. That's the second insect larva. And then immediately after here, we're going to cross this minecart track, and once you get to the end, turn around, and on the edge of this cart is the 6 tower emblem. Alright, now we're going down into this area with all the smoke and whatnot. When you get to this area where you gotta clear out the smoke with the machine, come over here and push this thing, and I'd recommend going back and getting air before you do this, because you can run out of air in this area very fast. But what you're supposed to do is once you push that cart a little bit, you're supposed to switch to Mora here. You're supposed to go, or Mora, I mean, Natalia, and you're supposed to grab this brick here, and you don't want to push it all the way, because if you do that, then you won't be able to hit it with that brick. Okay. This is, when you're taking this elevator down, this elevator basically takes you down to the mansion area. You know, and as you can see, he's talking to her about Wesker here. When you get to the bottom of this elevator, there's going to be this emblem that's on this little column thing right there. There are 2 ways you can get it. You can shoot it like this as you're going down, or when you get down to the bottom, you can still get it by using your sniper rifle. Alright, when you're in the mansion right here, for your first time, go to the left of the mansion, and when you're going down these stairs, go behind the bottom of these stairs, and I have a little bit of trouble aiming towards it, but there it is. 8th tower emblem. Alright. When you get into this area where all these monsters are all in these tubes, switch to Natalia and use her to throw a brick up there, and when you do that, this guy's going to automatically be released. But don't worry, these guys aren't hard to kill. Okay. When you get down in this area where you have like a giant fight, before you start that giant fight, switch to Barry here, and then aim down underneath this grating for the 9th tower emblem. Okay, when you're in this area, before you get to the final boss battle, and she's saying, you are false and all that nonsense, switch to Natalia here, and obviously up there, hanging upside down on that statue thing, is the 5th insect larvae. What you need to do is grab a brick and aim it in just the right way to get it. Alright, so the final tower emblem is a little difficult to explain. So I'm going to try my best to explain this. In order to get the final tower emblem, you have to unlock the good ending. This is the good ending right here. If you've watched my video on the good ending, I do explain how to do this. But the only way to get the final tower emblem is to actually unlock the good ending here. Sorry for the quality, again. So when you first start this section, when you're in the helicopter as Claire, look up and to the left for the final tower emblem. Alright. And then the final insect larvae. I decided to show this one last just because you can't get this one until you've come back into the episode a second time through. So what you have to do is when you're playing through Claire and Mora's act, the first act, when you come to that switch that changes the direction of the water flow, when you're coming through this episode your second time through, you basically want to leave that switch alone. You don't want to touch it. You want to leave it alone. And by doing that, you have access to this area of the sluice right here where the final insect larvae is. So that's the end of this game. That's the collectible video for episode 4. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with this game. I'm happy that it's over. And yeah, I mean, I've got more stuff coming up, but for now, I might try out raid mode. I mean, I'm thinking about it. I don't know. But yeah, for now, this is the end of my Resident Evil Revelations 2 walkthrough. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I worked really hard on it. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.